Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth, and this is Beth's Bookish Reviews. And I'm here today to bring you my June TBR with my big book summer wish list. Some of them I have to read that are on my big book summer pile of possibilities, wish list, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to start with the books that I would like to read that are just normal pages. They're not big books. And I need to see if this one is a big book. Yes, it is a big book. Okay. So I have one that I have ordered that I will be reading this summer because it is something I'm doing for personal curriculum, if you want, or a DIY literature degree, and it is 896 pages, so I will get to that one as well. So let's go with the ones I would like to read. I would love to read Mortal Queens by Victoria McCombs. Now this one is not a big book, obviously. It's pretty slim, and so it is only 284 pages. So this is one that I would like to read that is not a big book, and this was a recommendation from Chris, my friend Chris, and yes, I'm excited. I want to read this, and I need to read it before May is over, before we get to the TBR spins. All right, the other one that I have that is not 400 pages that I would really like to read this summer is Midnight on the Potomac by Scott Ellsworth. This would be like personal curriculum for me because I am a history teacher. I don't so much teach about this, but I would love to be more knowledgeable about things that happened during the Civil War. So yes, and the Lincoln assassination. And it kind of goes with some book club reading that I'm doing. So yes, this is very near to me, and I have put it on TBRs and haven't gotten to it, and I think it's because it's nonfiction. So I'm really looking forward to this one. The next one is The Teachers by Alexandra Robbins. I know I've put this on many TBRs, and this would also be personal curriculum. It's not a big book. It's only like 300 and something pages. Yeah. So I opened it up at 383 and it was in like an index or notes or in appendixes. But anyway, this is a year inside America's most vulnerable, important profession, and of course it's about teachers. I mean, that's what it's called, The Teachers. So I would love to get to this summer, this month, actually June. And then this one is one of the book club reads that Books Love Jenna has selected. It is definitely not 400 pages. I don't really know how many pages it is. So 373. So this one is Shakespeare, the Man Who Pays the Rent by Judi Dench, and it is connected to the other book we'll be reading, but it also kind of falls in with Midnight on the Potomac, because the Midnight on the Potomac talks about the Lincoln assassination, and we know that John Wilkes Booth did a lot of Shakespeare plays. So yeah, well, he was an actor who was, anyway, I digress. So the one that's connected with this one that Jenna picked out, the one that's connected to the Shakespeare, the Man Who Pays the Rent, is Karen Joy Fowler's Booth. This will be a reread. This does count as a big book. It has, let me get past, okay, 464 pages. So it is a big book. I will definitely be reading these two in June. I didn't bother to pull out July's because I'll do a July TBR. And at that point, we'll see which big books are still on my list. And anyway, this is about the Booth family, and they all have something to do with Shakespeare. You know, they're actors and such. But anyway, can't wait to read this one. All right, now speaking of book clubs, Buddy Reads, that along those lines, I have my Buddy Read with Chris, and it is 506 pages, and it is Christie by Catherine Marshall. I am so excited to read this. This is a June read, but it may spill over into July if we need it to. July's book that we have picked out is not as big as this, and so we can afford to spill this one over into July if we don't quite get it done. My print is pretty big. It's not a large print edition, but it is nice size font. So Christie by Catherine Marshall. It is a New York Times bestseller. I didn't ever watch the show, the movie, whatever. All right, now we're getting into the, I really want to read these, but don't know if I will be. But let me do my, okay, so there is a read along with this next book, and I'm going to use this book for my DIY literature degree because I love this author. I will link the person whose art at the bookshelf Odyssey, and I will link him down below. He is doing a read along by Charles Dickens's Nicholas Nickleby. I love Charles Dickens, and I started this one at one time and then put it down, and so I really think this is the reason, is because I'm going to be able to do a read along with. Very excited. I love reading Charles Dickens's work. The other one that I'm doing for my DIY literature degree is Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Idiot, and I cannot wait to get into this book. I am so excited. And it comes in, I didn't tell you what Nicholas Nickleby was, but this one is 578 pages. But I love Dostoevsky's writing, so I'm looking forward to this one. Nicholas Nickleby is a lot of pages. This is a summer reading project. It is 777 pages, so I'm really looking forward to that. The next book was another recommendation from my friend Chris. It is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I had it wrapped up and I had to go and unwrap some books to find it. But I really want to read it during Big Book Summer. I'm ready to read it now. It is, let's see, acknowledgements. 438 pages. But I'm excited. I love Kristen Hanna, only because I only read one book by her. I read The Nightingale, but I loved it, and now I'm excited about reading The Great Alone. I'm running out of room. Let me do some of these. Okay. Now, depending on if my sister is ready to start this, if I read this one. This one is, oh, don't need the letter. This one is 842 pages. It is a reread. I do have the audiobook if I need it, but it is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. My sister and I have both read this before, and I gifted her a copy recently, and we want to reread it together, so I'm looking forward to that. But I love this one. Stephen King is such an amazing author. Okay, the next one is a recommendation from my sister Julie. This is James Rollins' The Judas Strain, and it is 447 pages. I have read a couple of his books, and they're very I don't know how you say it. You almost feel intelligent when you read his books because there's so much medical information in it, and I really like his books. And he always ties it to the Bible. I mean, it's called The Judas Strain for a reason. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that read. This one, I'm not sure I will read this summer, but I would really like to. It comes in at, well, if I can get to the end of the book and not all the notes and such. And then there's bibliography because it's a nonfiction. It is a nonfiction. Okay, I think I'm at the end of the book now. 491 pages. And it is The Demon of Unrest by Erik Larson. Again, this is during the Civil War. I haven't read that much. I just stuck that in there so I could. But yes, can you tell I'm going to be doing Civil War studies? Actually, I'm going to be studying about the ancient world for what I teach. But anyway, that is, oh, and I need to tell you about that one, but we'll do it last. All right, and then this one is a fantasy that I would like to try. I do not know if it's clean or not, but it's 447 pages, and it's called Stolen Midnights by Catherine Quinn. I hope it is, but if it gets a little iffy, I will quit. I will DNF it. But I'm looking forward to it. It's such a beautiful cover, and I think it's anyway, Stolen Midnights by Catherine Quinn. I also want to read This Tender Land by William Kent Kruger. I love William Kent Kruger's writing. This one is 444 pages, but I have had this on my TBR for several TBRs, and ended up getting one of his other books in a bundle. Now this one I bought from Book of the Month, but in order to get that book I had to buy both of the books, and it was actually another copy of This Tender Land in paperback form. So then there is this one that is just right at 400 pages. It is 403 pages, and it's called This Book Made Me Think of You by Libby Page. It is supposed to be just a sweet story, and I really want to read this one too. I want to read all of them or they wouldn't be on this list. Then my husband decided I asked my husband to pick one of my books that were wrapped, and he picked one, and it was the second in the duology, so I had to unwrap this one too. And it is called These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. This one has been on my TBRs several times, and I really need to read it, decide if I want to keep it. It is 439 pages. Okay, then the last one, I'll put a picture up here, that I will be reading this summer to do my personal curriculum. Because this is what I teach, I really want to read up on it and be more knowledgeable about the things that I'm teaching. And it is called The History of the Ancient World by Susan Wise Bauer. I think that's how you say her last name. It is, according to Amazon, 896 pages. It is part of a series called the History of the World series. So once I finish this one, I would like to order the next one and read it as well and study it. Now, there's a possibility that on my TBR spin, not mine, but when Freshly Read Books, that's the channel name, and right now I can't think of her first name. She introduces herself, but I can't remember. When she spins, if it lands on one of these books, I may have to add it as well. So I have 3 possibilities that could be for Big Book Summer. I have Kate Atkinson's Life After Life. It is hard to turn the pages. 529 pages. So there's that one. That's a possibility that I could have to read that one. I might have to read this one. That's not part of the book. (1,243 pages), The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. So that could be an option because these are all on my stack for my TBR spin. Readathon. Or it could be It by Stephen King. This would be a reread, but I'd so want to reread it. It's been so long since I read it. And it is a big chunker. 1,153. So possibly not as, I don't remember which one I said was biggest. Probably Alexander Dumas. But those are possibilities that might end up being added to my stack that I would have to read because it was for the and it could be added June, July, or August spins. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.